forecast today 29 degrees and 80% humidity.
I'm out here in the middle with the two captains of today's play, Mahela Jawardena from Sri Lanka, Prosper Sayer from Zimbabwe, and officiating is Mike Proctor, the former South African Test player. The toss, gentlemen. Prosper? Heads is called. And it's a head. So Mahela Jawardena will win the toss for Sri Lanka. What are you going to do?
We're going to have a ball because it's been undercovers for a couple of days and we feel that there's something in it. 50 over game, if you can get an early advantage, it will be very crucial.
Yeah, I think it might be an important toss with the rain yesterday. What about the composition of the side? A few seamers?
Yeah, we've got three seamers. All three guys are good enough to seam the ball around. So we picked those guys thinking that the wicket will seam a bit. Plus we got the two spinners as well because those two guys on any surface, can be a handful. So good 5 bowlers and very good 6 batsmen.
The last time you played Zimbabwe was actually in Canada quite recently in a low-scoring game.
Yeah, it was. I think the pitch played a big part in it. I think it was a very slow, low wickets. I think the whole tournament, the scores were, below what we were expecting. But it was a very competitive tournament and really enjoyed it.
Well, best of luck in Zimbabwe and particularly for today.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thanks.
Prosper, you've lost the toss. Would you have fielded first as well?
Yeah, I would have loved to field first. I think it usually does it a bit in the morning, especially with the ball with a bit of cloud cover.
Now, Zimbabwe are coming out of a period where you haven't played a lot of cricket. You played in Canada recently. You've had a bit against Kenya, although there were games rained out. Have you had enough preparation for this?
Yeah, we haven't been playing top teams consistently as we would have liked, but we've been working hard here at home. So I believe the guys are well prepared and are for it.
Good. Well, best of luck for the series.
Thanks, Andy.
That's the news from the middle. Sri Lanka have won the toss and decided to field first.
Lovely shot, opens the shoulders. Bit of width from Kulesekera. And Hamilton Masakadza, although not right out the middle of the bat, takes full toll and a much welcome boundary for Zimbabwe.
It's an excellent shot, and again showing how good this pitch is. The ball coming on nicely, just a little bit of width, and so not really the full force of the blade, but there was enough on it, because despite the wet conditions, there's plenty of value on this outfield for the batsman. It's nicely manicured.
Big shot again, this time down the ground. Masakadza's decided enough's enough. He's going to play some shots. That's the end of the over, 22 for none.
Oh,
Great shot. That's gone for 4. Short ball and width from Maruf to Vusi Sibanda. A little bit airborne, but he's found the gap. And another boundary, much needed boundary for Zimbabwe. Edge and gone. Caught second slip. And as we mentioned, Sri Lanka in desperate need of a wicket. Kulesekera has done the job for his captain.
You always had the impression that this was going to happen. That's the right length to be bowling on this wicket. Vusi Sibanda should have gone forward, gone back, and Kapudagera takes a very simple catch at second slip.
So Zimbabwe lose their first wicket. Vusi Sibanda's gone, caught Kapudagera, bowled Kulesekera for 9. Zimbabwe 28 for 1. Oh, big shot. He's found the edge and it's going to go for 4. So a little bit of width again. And Hamilton Masakadza playing nice and positively and manages to get it past the second slip.
A little bit of a risky shot here. Every time I think the ball is pitched up, you see there's just a little bit of movement, and Hamilton Masakadza has thrown the kitchen sink at it and got it off the outside edge to deep third man for 4.
Yep, still 4 in the scorebook. Oh, he sent him back. It's a run out. Oh, and he's hit the stumps, direct hit. Kevi Barber's going to have a look. And Chamo Chibaba has called Masakadza for a run, and he sent him back. And let me just tell you, this would be a crying shame for Zimbabwe to lose Masakadza now. He's done all the hard work, and there's an outside chance he could be run out. We always say that a direct hit is a lot closer than you think. Sri Lankans don't look too convinced.
Yeah, just the body language there is a little bit flat. But as you say, Dirk, a direct hit is always closer than it looks, and I think this is going to be out.
Yeah, he's gone. He's a couple of centimeters short. And the fielder at cover has done the work, and there's high fives around for the Sri Lankans. So a terrible mistake by the Zimbabweans. And there's the red light, and Hamilton Masakadza is going to have to go. So all the hard work done by him to get himself in and set a good platform for his team has now been undone by a silly run out.
Hamilton Masakadza. I think the single was on if they had both run early, and then Chamo Chibaba's hesitated, and hesitation takes
Muralitharan.
We're getting onto that one. It wasn't that short. It'll go through for 4. Good shot there through mid-wicket. Looking to be very positive, Taibu, but it is important that he does try and bat the majority of the overs. Yeah, that's not the shot that should be played. It's a good length, just on and about off stump, and Chibaba trying to go too square there. There's enough loose derivaries to improvise. You watch that again in the replay there. The length ball just moved a fraction off the seam there. A goodish length. Not the shot to play at this stage of the game.
for the pickup shot. That's a good shot though, good reply. Nice and straight, head over the ball and just leant into the shot.
Chibaba, that's him at his best. We'll have another look at that. But, you know, showing the full maker's name to the bowler, hitting it straight back past him.
It is one of Chamanoa Chibaba's strengths, that shot down the ground, but you'll more often see that play on a wicket that's more conducive to that sort of shot.
That's a great shot there by Chibaba. Pitching a little bit short there, square cutted that one for 4. Chibaba looking good now.
Well, the problems for the Sri Lankan seamers continues. Inconsistency of line and length. We saw the half volley driven down the ground, then we saw one shorten on the leg stump, and this one's too wide and too short, inviting the cut. It's beautifully played, mind you. Have a look at the weight as he gets over the ball. Ends up almost playing it off his front foot on weight.
And seems to be reflecting out in the way these two guys are playing out in the middle.
That's a good shot and great fielding at backward point, saving a definite boundary. Yeah, you're right, they've played very nicely and watchful. And Chibaba's moved on to 22 of 31 balls. Kupagedro, fantastic fielding at backward point, full length dive to his left and a one-handed stop.
Yes, that really is an area which I think the Sri Lankans have shown great improvement.
Out. Mendes convinced, and so Sangakkara, the wicket keeper. Umpire Barber not interested, signals leg buys. And Mendes very shocked at why umpire Barber didn't lift his finger for that one.
So that was a strange sort of a lengthened sort of appeal, a second appeal. He might get himself into some sort of trouble with appeals like that, because there was a second sort of lengthened appeal. A stumping. Great delivery that went right across.
So all excitement as Mendes' previous ball and LBW shout not given by umpire Kevin Barber, and the very next ball beating the outside edge of Tatenda Taibu.
See the stumping, the last delivery from Mendes went right across it in the Taibu, and there was a very, very quick pick up of the bails by Kumar Sangakkara, which
yeah, it was referred to the third umpire, and from our view it almost looked like he had bowled him. Kumar Sangakkara whipped those stumps off so quickly, and the Sri Lankans now wait for the decision from the third umpire.
So not much enthusiasm from the Sri Lankans, and I would imagine that Taibu probably had his back foot grounded, well grounded inside.
So green light given, not out, and Tatenda Taibu survives. So Maroof to continue from the golf course end. Bowling to Chibaba, big shot, it's in the air, it's a chance, and well taken. So after half a chance for a stumping, Chibaba has looked to loft Maroof over his head, and he has been caught by Kulasekara.
Yes, this really is a loss of concentration. They put on 43 runs and looked very good, with Taibu too batting very sensibly, but Chibaba sort of some sort of indiscretion. They are looking to try and go over the top, just hitting it up in the air. There was Kulasekara who covered a fair amount of ground and held it safe. So the third Zimbabwean wicket's fallen, and Chibaba goes 83 for 3.
Stuart Masikanyeri is the man replacing Chamu Chibaba for Zimbabwe. A serious lack of concentration for Zimbabwe, and Stuart Masikanyeri coming in at number 5, a seriously attacking batsman, runs very well between the wickets, 75 games. His strike rate doesn't quite tell you how much he likes to play his shots.
Is something which I think the Zimbabweans would be very disappointed with, because he was a batsman who was out there in the middle for a while, played a fair amount of deliveries, and serious loss in concentration, I think, has caused his downfall. The secrets of his skills. Oh, that's nicely played. Got it nicely into position and employed the reverse sweep. Clever batting.
Yeah, great shot that by Tatenda Taibu. Makes a big difference though if the batting side has lost too many wickets, then your power play becomes null and void to a certain degree. Oh, that's gone through everything, including the wicket keeper. Looks like the straight one from Muri. He's run away for 4. So bye signalled by umpire Alim Dar.
Big shot. Stuart Matsakanyeri. Well, that's one way of doing it. Straight back over his head. It's a magnificent shot. It's gone all the way for the maximum. Superb shot from Stuart Matsakanyeri. Really on top here, Zimbabwe.
Yeah, quality shot there from Stu Matsakanyeri. One of his strengths, hitting the ball straight back over the bowler's head. And it's gone all the way. Played it late, it's going to go square. They'll go through for 2. They're very quick between the wickets and they'll take 3. That's fantastic running from Zimbabwe.
That tells a story, doesn't it? 38 of the last 30 balls. So going at better than a runner ball. You would have thought that Mendes and Muralitharan would have posed a few problems for the Zimbabwe batsmen, but not at this stage. Matsakanyeri in particular, 21 of just 19 deliveries, going very nicely. Oh, and just as I say that, the commentators curse on the back foot, trying to play 2 square, and Sri Lanka get a wicket. Just what they wanted. They were under the cosh a little, and Zimbabwe, just as they were applying a bit of pressure, lose a wicket at a critical stage.
Yeah, there's Shima Takineri going back to that one, trying to play a little bit too square, unfortunately, and is comprehensively bowled. I think it was the bottom edge there.
So he's gone for 21, bowled Muralitharan, and Zimbabwe now 124 for 4. So the new man for Zimbabwe, Elton Chigumbura. And I'm glad to see that he's coming in at number 6. We've seen him in the past, maybe a bit too low, coming in at 7. I like him batting here. And he can hit the ball a long way. But he's got some work to do to get Zimbabwe to that competitive sort of 220, 230. He can definitely hit a long ball though. Oh, he's got him first ball. Oh my word, this is not what Zimbabwe wanted. But such is the class of Mutaya Muralitharan. He's done this so many times for Sri Lanka. And he's got another one. He's on a hat-trick. Elton Chigumbura perishes first ball. Umpire Alim Dar, no hesitation, judging that to have pitched on off stump and turning enough back to hit the middle stump. It looked pretty good from where I'm sitting. And Zimbabwe lose another to be 5 down now.
He's coming round the wicket there. Very full. Chigumbura goes across that one. I think it looked pretty straight. He did get a good stride in there. May consider himself slightly unlucky, but I think it was going on to hit the stumps.
So Chigumbura out first ball, 124 for 5 now Zimbabwe. Timson Maruma, the new batsman for Zimbabwe.
Yeah, I think they've done all the hard work. They scored 38 in 30 balls. There's another wicket. He's turned that one down the leg side, and it's an excellent catch round the corner. And that's the end of Timson Maruma.
This is going pear-shaped for Zimbabwe. The leg slip put in place, and Timson Maruma just tickles it around the corner, straight into the fielder's hands. And yeah, it was placed there for that particular reason. Mutaya Muralitharan, very good at bowling to his field, and Maruma perishes. So Zimbabwe now 6 down. Timson Maruma, he's gone for naught. Zimbabwe 124 for 6. Well, I'm pretty speechless up here. How quickly a game of cricket can change. In the space of 1 over, Zimbabwe from a comfortable position are in dire straits. So Elton Chigumbura, well, he came to the crease. And we thought it was LBW, but it's a thick inside edge. And We called it as LBW. In actual fact, it was caught behind, caught Sangakkara, big inside edge. That was Elton Chigambura. And Muralitharan round the wicket again. Caught leg gully. Superb captaincy, superb bowling. And as I've alluded to, Zimbabwe in big trouble now. There's another appeal, out of here! This is disastrous. The new man was the captain, Prosper Utsaya, and he's now perished. And it looks to me like it was LBW, just hit him on off stump. Big appeal and umpire Kevin Barber, no hesitation in sending Prosper Utsaya back.
There you have it, it's come out the back of his hand, it's gone through pretty straight, it's hit him in line with middle and off. I think that's a fairly straightforward decision. And there's Prosper Utsaya out for naught, and Zimbabwe 125 for 6.
New man, Raymond Price. He would have been sitting 5 minutes ago, probably with a bottle of water in hand and notepads on, and applauding great batting from Matsikanyeri and Taibu. And here he finds himself at the crease with a lot of work to do.
Oh, he certainly would have. I think the sad thing from a Zimbabwean point of view, you've got Taibu on 34, who's batted particularly well, and really they've lost 4 wickets in the space of 2 overs. Oh! To perhaps just slightly unorthodox technique.
W.
Yeah, big appeal there. There you have it. I think he gets just slightly outside off, and I think that's a good decision by Kevin Barber.
Yeah, well, marginally outside off stump, pretty close decision. No, not. Sangakkara attempted stumping. Nevertheless, Zimbabwe 125 for 7. Right, so they've gone upstairs. A very quick piece of glove work from Kumar Sangakkara. Raymond Price will have to wait and see whether he dragged the back leg a little. They seem pretty confident, the Sri Lankans, and square leg umpire Alam Dar equally wanting to have a look-see. Oh, I tell you what, that's out. That looks out to me. Foot in the air. Superb piece of glove work from Kumar Sangakkara, and I think he's got his man. He's judged it, he's timed it to perfection. The bails are off, the foot's in the air, and I think he'll find the red light on for Raymond Price, and further disaster for Zimbabwe. God, got him, thought so. The red light comes on. Raymond Price has to make his way back to the pavilion. And I can't really know what to say here. This is unbelievable stuff. Zimbabwe cruising, and now very nearly all out.
It certainly is, Alistair. You know, Raymond Price out for naught of 3 deliveries. Stump Sangakkara, bowled Mendes.
New batsman Tawanda Riwa. Well, I don't know, there's an air of disbelief around the ground here as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's got everyone around the bat now, and if he just defends, he's going to get it out to bat pad. So it's going to be very difficult at this point. There's another one there. He's going to sweep that one. He's got a top edge. It's gone to Silly Point, and that's the number 9 going down. Tawanda Mupariwa for naught of 3 deliveries.
Wow, wow, wow. That's all I can say. This is unbelievable stuff from Muralitharan. Well, he's turned it firmly in favour of Sri Lanka. And then the big bottom edge, straight up to the pad, up in the air. Everyone happy, including umpire Alim Dar. And Zimbabwe lose their 9th wicket and are in desperate straits. Mupariwa gone for naught, 126 for 9. Right, so the last man comes to the wicket, Christopher Mpofu. When I started this commentary stint with you, Kevin, 124 for 3, 126 for 9. Lost 6 wickets for 2 runs. Unbelievable. And Mpofu, well, more of a bowler, that's what he's going to have to do a bit later on. So he's just got to try and hang around here and let Tender Taibu score as many as he can.
That's the end of another over. Perhaps Taibu can actually have an onslaught.
That's all over. It's bowled him. They lose their 10th wicket, which means they're all out, Zimbabwe. And that's what I'm talking about. Matsukinyeri and Taibu, 36 unbeaten to Tender Taibu, and Matsukinyeri 21 of 20. And as I said earlier, for those of you that's just joined us, have a look at that. Not another run from another Zimbabwe batsman.
2 legs, please.
It's the most noughts I've ever seen on a batting card.
And you see there the figures of the 2 spinners. 7 wickets between Mendes and Muralitharan at very good economy. But economy was not important. If you're knocking sides over,
that one on the leg stump, just hurrying the left-hand batsman as he played it. Yeah, one had to feel sorry for Tender Taibu. There was absolutely nothing he could have done the other end. So often you'd point to the senior batsman and say, well, couldn't he have taken the strike?
Yes, it happened so fast, and even Taibu, who looked so good, employing that reverse sweep to both Muralitharan and Mendes, just didn't have sort of even a moment to think of how he was going to work out the situation. There you are, the figures: 3 for 26 for Mendes and 4 for 14 for Muralitharan.
It's going to be a quick single taken. Sabanda will my apologies, will have a shy. And although the Kevin Barber has asked for the third umpire to have a look, I think we'll find that the left-hand has made his ground.
Yes, I think it was touch and go if one would have a look at this quite closely, because Upul Taranga didn't really believe that the throw was going to come into the non-striker's end, but I think he was marginally in. Might have to have a closer look at that. Oh, it might be out. Is that bat on the line, which belongs to the umpire?
Well, it's a lot closer than I had predicted in my mind in first blush. I didn't think there was any opportunity at all for the run-out, but Mpofu's done well here. Remember that if he's on the line, he'll be given out. But remember also that that bail has to be actually dislodged when you make the decision. We're looking at it from an angle in front of the wicket. So very difficult to tell from that vision.
Yes, if he's given out, Upul Taranga must take some of the blame. And there you are, he's given out. He just really didn't believe that the fielder would throw at the non-striker's end, and didn't really speed through that single. So Upul Taranga goes. Sri Lanka have lost their first wicket. That threw a run out, and this might be some consolation for the Zimbabweans to start off with.
Here's the delivery on the back foot, so he's got to take that extra yards on the run. And Mpofu's done well here because he's done the unexpected. He's turned round, thrown the wicket down, and he's made a very important breakthrough for Zimbabwe. 0 for 1.
And Kumar Sangakkara, the new batsman, he's the man who Sri Lanka has depended so much, batting in that pivotal number 3 position, which usually is reserved for your best player. And he would be now expected. There you are. Just look at the record. That speaks for itself. 6,777 ODI runs.
And that's coming from a man who keeps wicket as well. So he's had a lot to do. And the interesting thing for me is that both spinners started poorly. Both G. Matsukinyeri and Tender Taibu played them very well to start with. Oh, that's a misfield. It's gone through their extra cover. So there will be some runs here, at least 2, and probably a third for Sangakkara.
Yes, Zimbabwe do enjoy huge reputations as fielders. That wouldn't do much for their reputation. Yes, coming back to the point we were really making earlier on, Andy, off camera, was that the Zimbabwean batsmen really were loath to using their feet or going up to playing the spinners. And see, the early batsman did that. And as a result of it, I think forced Muralitharan in particular to drop those couple of inches short, which enabled them to get back on the back foot and cut and get runs quite easily at that early stage.
Mahela Udawata. That's a shot in there of some force, and it went straight over third man for 6. At one stage he had his heart in his throat because it looked as though it was going straight down the throat of the fielder, but in fact it carried down there.
Reminiscences of Sanat Jayasuriya. Could say that Sanat Jayasuriya is another player who likes the ball wide off and goes hard at it, in fact hitting sixes in that direction.
Great piece of fielding at backward point by Vusi Sibanda there, or Timson Marumba there.
Yeah, if they're going to try and defend us, they've got to throw everything at it. Give away nothing in the field, nothing, no extras when they're bowling. And take every opportunity. They took the one opportunity that was presented to them, that was the run out of Upal Taranga. And on this occasion, great athleticism, pounces on it, no run. Up on his feet very quickly. Not on that occasion. You can't bowl there, especially to a left-hander. Full, wide, and he's taken full toll. It is a slow outfield. A lot of rain falling here yesterday, but enough on that to get it over the ropes.
Anything that's up or wide, he's absolutely having a full go at, and he's found the gap that time.
Interesting talking to Mahela Jayawardena this morning, and he reckons this bloke, Udawata, is going to be taking over in the form of Sanat Jayasuriya. And that's what I'm talking about. Matsukinyeri and Taibu, 36 unbeaten to tender Taibu, and Matsukinyeri 21 of 20. And as I said earlier, for those of you that's just joined us, have a look at that. Not another run from another Zimbabwe batsman.
2 legs, please.
It's the most noughts I've ever seen on a batting card.
And you see there the figures, the 2 spinners, 7 wickets between Mendes and Muralitharan at very good economy, but economy was not important. If you're knocking sides over,
well, that tells a story, doesn't it? You won't see that very often. They're just stacked on top of one another. Unbelievable stuff. Just before lunch, I would have thought maybe give a spinner a whirl. There's that width. You can't bowl there. It's just going to get down to third man, so just the single, but you can't be bowling there to left-handers. It allows them to free their arms. A free shot. You can see from there clearly over the batsman's head. Big shot. Alim Dar. Well, he might have been having an afternoon nap. He had to move pretty quickly to get out of the way of that. Kevin Barber sees the funny side. Another boundary to Sri Lanka.
No, I don't think that this ball was that short. Udawata has decided that he's going to pull this before he's bowled, and he's gotten away with it. She's away. He's got to continue dominating the Zimbabweans. If he gets anything that's not hitting the deck, not coming through with any pace or bounce at it, he's going to get after it.
He's not so good on the economy. He is a strike wicket bowler, though.
Sri Lankan hearts in their mouths there as Sangakkara looked like running down to what was not a single there.
It was Chris Mpofu who did the fielding at mid-off. He was the one who effected the run out, for those of you who missed it. So dug into the ground. There was certainly the intention to take the run, but there's the neck, and it's put down. Well, if you're going to beat Sri Lanka, Zimbabwe, those sort of chances will have to be taken.
Well, this looks to me like a very straightforward chance, Andy. It's come at a nice height. It's not very quick. It's hit him in the chest, and he's juggled it and couldn't hold on to it. Vusi Sibanda at second slip.
Hamilton Masakanza thought he could have a chance at it as well. It was bobbled around so much. Chikumbura rued the mischance. And then, as so often happens, the next delivery, short and wide, is put away for 4.
Yes, Chigumbura just bowled this into an area Sangakkara is very strong in, and he's taken full toll.
Just a propensity to slash a bit has Uttawata. That's a more orthodox sort of stroke. There's no attempt to bash that round the ground. Beautifully timed and relying on the timing to beat the fielder.
Sangakkara does make this game look easy, doesn't he, Andy? This is a beautiful cricket shot he's just played.
Yeah, Uttawata will do well to stand and watch at the other end and work out how it's done. He's new in his one-day career. Look how elegant this is. No real effort. Maruma is off with a shoulder injury. That's hit hard, and I think it's at the beating of everyone. Yeah, yet another boundary. Sri Lanka moved to 58 for 1 there. There's such a difference in the way that these two players hit the ball on the front foot. Have a look at the stroke here. It's a real bash, isn't it? Huge backlift and a real bludgeon. And you don't see that at this stage of the game from his partner Sangakkara. It's effective, but sometimes you can overhit there. If you get too much power into the shot, perhaps the shoulders come round too early, end up playing squarer on than you should, get the leading edge, and you lose the timing as well. It's effective on that occasion, it won't always be.
He just really does throw the kitchen sink at it, doesn't he? And it's been effective for him today. It's just, I think Zimbabweans haven't gotten enough deliveries in the sort of area that will expose. And there he is, he's hit it straight to cover. Upul Mahela Uttawata. Zimbabwe takes their second wicket. Alton Chigumbura, bowled Alton Chigumbura, caught Stewie Matsikanyere. The back breakthrough that Zimbabwe required. Sri Lanka 58 for 2.
Well, he should have perished in the previous over when he nicked one from a wide delivery like that. This one, he's trying to overhit again. All the force but no power, and straight at the fielder. So, Sri Lanka now 58 for 2 with the fall of Mahela Uttawata for 38. What a record as a pair, in fact. Look at those stats. First of all, the average, which is decent. Got 10 hundreds in one-day internationals. That's pretty good going. 48 50s. And a good rate. And off the mark straight away. Just tickled round the corner.
And Mahela Jayawardene is at the crease because of this catch taken by Stewie Matsikanyere of Alton Chigumbura's bowling. Mahela Uttawata out for 40 runs.
We talked about this wicket having something in it, and it has had something in it all day for the seamers. Just a bit of seam movement, just letting the batsman know that you're never in on this sort of pitch. You can't be standing up and hitting on the up. You've got to be a bit circumspect on that, expecting it to go away from him, just holding its line. Good delivery.
He has been impressive throughout, Mopufu. Yes, it is. It was really quite a feat. Oh, that's a good-looking shot again. The placement was right. Got deep into his crease and came down hard on it. So once again, good running. And there's no doubt that, that's a very, very good looking shot by Sangakkara. You wouldn't get very many better than that. Came down hard on it, and again, the fact that he managed to sort of get through that very, very narrow gap in that offside area between point and the extra cover sort of.
Yeah, if you had any doubt about the ability of this man, you just needed to take a look at this. Just superb timing. Again, the balance. No big movements, no big head movement, no jumping around the crease. Just simple back and across, bang. Textbook cut shot. And again, this time further in front of square. The field is pretty slow, but it should have enough on it to get to the rope, and does. So back-to-back boundaries for Sangakkara. And cutting loose a little. Prosper would say it, too wide, too short. And Kumar Sangakkara taking full toll.
Again, it was really sort of the question of getting into his mind where the gap was. The gap which he went through earlier on was narrowed.
And he's made it into a very effective variation. Oh, and then he turns it. He had Jayawardene guessing in that over. Bowled a superb one that spun from outside leg stump to miss off. And then the undercut of the straighter one, and that one just took the pace off it and totally deceived Jayawardene, trying to hit it away on the leg side. Totally missed it, and Zimbabwe have their third wicket.
Oh, what fine strategy this was. First, the leg break going across Jayawardene's bat face, and then the other one quickened up, and then a slow delivery. Jayawardene deceived. A lot of experience has been sort of deceived by Price. Sri Lanka 95 for 3. Chamara Kapugedera to the crease. Young Kapugedera has been one of Sri Lanka's new stars. Just teased. That was the wicket of Jayawardene. The last one just teased the batsman. Kept low, but again the slow nature of the delivery held the pace back.
A man at silly point for the new batsman, and a slip still in place. And there goes a big shot. He hasn't quite milled it, but he's found the gap. And saying that, it's carried the boundary for 6. So Kapugedera not messing around. And he gets off the mark with a 6, bringing up Sri Lanka's 100. 101 now for 3.
Well, there's no better way in relieving the pressure in going big and bringing up the 100 and so. Oh, that's a lovely shot there, even though he didn't quite get all of it, but still enough to clear the boundary.
So here we go. And straight away he plays a sweep shot. He's found the gap, and that's going to find the boundary. So Sangakkara finding it very easy to find that gap. And for me, Dean, as attacking as you want to be, you can't really have a spinner, left-arm spinner bowling to a left-hander and not having a backward square leg.
No, you need that backward square leg out there. We already saw in Raymond Price's previous over that he attempted the sweep shot and actually missed out on it. On this occasion, making no mistake. But you need a backward square leg out there. There's no questioning that.
During this power play. So as much as Zimbabwe are being positive, there goes a big shot over mid-off. And that's 6 more. So Kapugedera is in a hurry as well. And he wants to get back to the hotel and put his feet up. He's had enough of this. And 6 more to Kapugedera, and a nice shot as well. Advancing down the track, getting to the pitch and finding the boundary.
He's done a good job though, Raymond Price. He's only gone for 21 runs and he's into his 5th over now. The all-important wicket of Mahela Jayawardene.
There's a big shot. He hasn't quite middled it, and Price picks up his 2nd wicket. So Kapugedera playing 1 shot too many in the air, and Vusi Sibanda does the rest of the work. Easy catch for Sibanda at the mid-off boundary, and requiring 6 runs to win. Sri Lanka losing their 4th wicket. Kapugedera once again coming down the wicket, not quite getting to the pitch, playing slightly inside out, looking to probably get it wide of mid-off, but only managing to hit it down his throat. So Kapugedera's got to go for 16. Caught Sibanda bowled Price. Sri Lanka 122 for 4. Jihan Mubarak, left-hand batsman for Sri Lanka, coming in at number 6.
Well, just going back to the dismissal of Kapugedera, probably looking to try and repeat the shot that he played, that the first 2 that went for 6.
Big shot by Sangakkara, not finding the gap, and a single to the mid-wicket boundary. And yeah, you're right. Kapugedera maybe playing a few too many shots. He's come down the wicket a little bit, not quite advanced like he did with the last one, not quite got to the pitch of the ball, and probably looking to hit it over.
How one should approach an innings, and adjust to the situation. Go down the ground, and this is going for 4. Strongly hit, powerfully hit. Got up to the pitch of it again. Superb balance. And it's 4 runs. And that brings the end of this match.
Yeah, it was a good shot. He assessed the fact that the mid-on in the form of Chris Mpofu had gone quite wide, and he just bashed it straight. In fact, it nearly carried the boundary anyway for 6. So Sri Lanka have got home at a canter in the end. As we stated, the game fell apart for Zimbabwe in or around the 26th over, when from a position of 123 for 3, they fell apart and were 127 all out. Other than that little patch, the game was decent. But of course, you cannot let it go awry in any little patch. So the winning runs have come from Kumar Sangakkara's bat, who just narrowly missed getting to a not out 50 in this innings. It was a joy to watch. Elegant, paced his innings well, gave himself good practice here.
It was a very professional effort by the Sri Lankans. You realize that they were determined to win well, and the Sri Lankans did just that. Kumar Sangakkara is playing a practice match, playing against a very strong opposition, or an opposition which isn't as strong, sort of plays in a similar fashion. It's all a question of valuing his wicket and not throwing it away. And he's there at the end with Jahan Mubarak to see Sri Lanka through. The Zimbabweans will have to regroup. They must look at the positives. There are a lot of positives from their point of view. The top order batting, Raymond Price is bowling. The quicker bowlers, they bowl adequately. It's just that they need to have a sufficient amount of runs on the board to defend.
So there's the Sri Lankan batting card. Turanga went in the first over, courtesy of a very handy run out from Chris Mpofu. Otherwise, every one of them got a start. Perhaps a couple guilty of throwing the wicket away. But in the end, 134 was at a canter. Bowling card, I thought the Zimbabwean bowling was largely efficient. Chris Mpofu was good at the top. Mupariwa perhaps had a bit of bad luck. Couple of balls didn't carry to slip off the edge. Jigambura got the wicket, the first wicket to fall after the run out, and Ray Price was probably the pick of the bowlers with a 2-4. So at the end of the day, Sri Lanka won this game by 6 wickets, cruising to 130 for 4, having got past Zimbabwe's 127.
A very good afternoon and welcome to the post-match presentation after the first one-day international of the Dialogue Cup ODI series between Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka at the Harare Sports Club. First, we introduce the presentation party. It gives me great pleasure to welcome on my immediate left, Mr. Chiranta Dizosa, Senior Manager, Group Marketing and Promotions and Sports Marketing from our tour sponsor Dialogue. Welcome to the presentation party. And with him is Mr. Freddy Kapuya. Mr. Kapuya is a ZC board member and chairman of the Midlands Cricket Provincial Cricket Association. First up in the post-match presentation, the losing captain from Zimbabwe, Prosper Utea. Prosper, a good start otherwise, but that collapse at the end cost you.
Yeah, obviously disappointing not to put a competitive score on the board. I thought we had a good start. Also, we learned a lesson that whoever is in must make sure that he gets through the team. It's always difficult for the guy coming in next.
Thank you very much, Prosper, and tough luck for today, but better luck for Saturday, your next ODI. That was Prosper Utea of Zimbabwe, and now the winning captain, ladies and gentlemen, from Sri Lanka, Mahela Jayawardeneh. Mahela, congratulations. A fantastic start to the series. You must be very happy with your team's performance.
Yeah, I think we wanted to win the first game, which is very important in a 5-match series, and bit of disappointment the way we started this morning. We didn't create opportunities with the new ball, but I thought the 2 spinners bowled really well.
Mahela, the winning captain, he will now get his team's check, Mahela, for winning today's match, and that check will be presented by Mr. Dizosa of our tour sponsor Dialogue. So Mahela Jayawardeneh, the winning captain, getting the winner's check from the tour sponsor representative, Mr. Dizosa of Dialogue. Thank you very much, and congratulations once again to Mahela. The Man of the Match award, that is selected by our commentary team, and the award this afternoon went to a man who had the fantastic figures of 4 for 14 in his 4 overs from Sri Lanka, Mutia Muralidharan. Congratulations, Mutia. A great performance from you. And we have, over the 16, 17 years that you have been playing, come to expect these great performances from you, but you just keep churning them out.
Yeah, because I had a good day because I bowled well. Other end, Mendy's bowled well, so it got my job easier. So I think if we two bowl well, so we can pick up a lot of wickets.
Muti Amra, literally our man of the match, and that ends the presentation party at Harare Sports Club this afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us. We look forward very much to being with you again at the next ODI of the Dialogue Cup Series between Zimbabwe and Sri Lanka, and that's on Saturday, the 22nd of November. We hope to see you at Harare Sports Club. See you then.